4chan is tracking down a serial killer. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on Hacker 4chan, boards.4chan.org/poll. So, what I have before you is the story of a lifetime. It's incredibly disturbing, and I hope it is not true. Here you can see Anonymous says, Leftist brags about murdering Trump supporters via malicious medical malpractice. Even if it's a LARP, and for those of you who do not know, a LARP is a role-playing game in real life where you act out. It's a LARP, it's not real, it's you're pretending. But, here Annan says, it would be funny to see authorities show up at the address tied to his IP. The account is 1 year old and has over 4,000 karma, so it might actually be real. Who knows? Reddit.com/user/lovethislife0101. But before we look into this shocking story, a quick word from this month's sponsor, unsilencedvoice.com. Unsilencedvoice.com is a free speech platform where you can post dank memes, and freedom of thought and expression is protected. There are different communities that you can join with content that you enjoy, and it's a really nice place. Link is in the description at the tippy top. Join today. So, let's take a look at this post. Now here we go. I care for elderly... Trump supporters people. This is by the user, allegedly, LoveThisLife0101. And this is what it says. Hey, I work in a retirement home and care for lots of Trump supporters in their last days. I can tell you with certainty that 11 people, all verified Trump supporters, could have been resuscitated/prevented from failing had I taken the appropriate measures. I am literally letting you fuckers die off. These people vote like 100% of the time, so it counts. Here is the real sick part. Every time I come on the Donald and see something that fucking disgusts me, e.g., it's okay to be white postings, I note it, and then take it out on a Trump supporter in the home I work at. For example, I have loaded food with diuretics, withheld medicine, and simple provided their incorrect medicine. Look, I know I'm a sick pup, but so are each of you. I just wanted to let you know what I do because I saw your post from today, and I chose to watch a person die in response. I hate you, and hope to care for you and your family soon. This is some of the sickest shit I've ever read, and this is some of the sickest stuff I've ever covered on my channel. Now, I have to make an important disclaimer before I go on. It's very important that you listen, and it's very important I make this clear. Annan provides both the Reddit user and archive links. And I don't know why I'm pointing to the screen with my finger because you guys can't see it. But if you actually look in the old version of Reddit, which is an archive, and you look at the archive version of Reddit, I cannot find any sign of this post. Now, I don't know how Reddit works, so I could be wrong, but I cannot find this anywhere. Now, this might be I think this is probably a private message. This is what it seems to be. It seems to be a private message of some sort, just judging off the picture. So I currently have no way to verify if this is real. This is the disclaimer. Screenshots are not good evidence. They can easily be faked. For all I know, this is fake. For all I know, this isn't. This was edited with Photoshop or something like that. So I have no way of verifying if this post is even real. So it's entirely possible it's not. I see here the My Borders, My Choice, and I did track down this post and who it was in response to. And as far as I can tell, My Borders, My Choice made this post. Look what I did to the internet with a few pieces of paper and a couple of staples. And it's okay to be white, the whole troll event, and showing it trending. And apparently, the Love This Life person messaged My Borders, My Choice with this message. Now, unless they post proof, I cannot verify it myself. That being said, considering Trump derangement syndrome and some of the stuff we've seen leftists say, I wouldn't be surprised if it was real, but I have to make this disclaimer because that's just proper journalism. Like I said, this could possibly be fake. With that out of the way, let's take a look at what 4chan, because Hacker 4chan is looking into this, and we're going to see what he finds. Because this is a very serious allegation. This isn't just mean words on the internet or a disagreement or even a debate or an argument. This is someone claiming that they murdered 11 people. That's a serial killer. So if it is true, holy shit. So here Anonymous says, the left actually kills their political enemies. Now, regardless of your political affiliation, letting people die that you could save and then giving them the wrong medicine, doing all this stuff. That's a medical malpractice. And this is why I really hope it's not true. I hope that it's just a LARP. I hope this post is fake. I really do. Because this is horrible. So here Anonymous says, if you're a Trump supporter, you are dead to me. I do not want to see you, hear from you, or even acknowledge your existence. I do not recognize you as a fellow citizen. In fact, I do not recognize you as a fellow human being. There are children, terrified, traumatized, innocent children, who are locked in cages right now crying for their parents. You put them there. There are parents suffering the emotional torture of not knowing where their children are, or how they are being treated. You are inflicting that torture. The only thing that gives me joy right now is knowing that you are about to suffer. Your P-resident? 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 What does that mean? And his spineless Republican enablers are planning massive cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Cuts they say are necessary in order to pay for the massive tax cuts they just gave to the wealthiest people in the country. I'd love to be here when you realize that your Social Security check has been whittled down to nothing, or you can't afford the medicine you need to stay alive. I'd be more than happy to remind you that you are getting exactly what you voted for, and what you deserve. Maybe you can contact your Trump-loving Republican reps, the millionaires who actually got those massive tax cuts, and listen to them laugh at your misery as they ignore your pleas for help. And you know what? I'll be laughing right alongside them, because you're already dead to me anyway. So why should I give a F if your existence ends in poverty, pain, and utter despair? If you're a Trump supporter, you are responsible for the suffering of every child now held in a cage, every citizen who is facing bankruptcy due to medical bills they can't afford, every hardworking American who is now responsible for paying off the debt your P-resident and his party created enrich themselves. Well, you got crumbs off the table. Okay, I think that might be a copy pasta. And you'll have to forgive me because my voice is kind of dry. But wow, that was a mouthful. Let's look at some of the other things that admins have gathered. So if we go through the post history of Love This Life 0101, we're going to see a few things. Like, let's get a picture of who this person might be. This poster is nothing but a TD troll. Now, what they mean by TD is what I assume is the Donald on Reddit. It's one of the only pro-Donald Trump Reddits left on Reddit. They've censored it, they've put it in quarantine, they've slandered it, they took it out of the feed of news and all. They're basically censoring it because Reddit is a leftist cesspit. Look at this post history. Here's one of the problems that must be dealt with in our nation. Anyone that knows anything about this piece of shit, please DM me. You will be rewarded. So here we have someone. We do have access to his archive. These posts are here. We can actually look at what he's saying. And here, for example, this poster is nothing but a TD troll. Look at the post history. He's one of the problems that must be dealt with in our nation. This is in the archive. So we can be sure that this post is real. So this person we can see here is threatening someone. He's asking for personal information about a user on Reddit. And he's saying, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to give you money if you give me personal information about this person. Anyone that knows anything about this POS, please DM me. You will be rewarded. He's offering a bounty because I guess this guy he's a mafioso. And here we go. Love This Life 0101 says, you guys do not comment here. This poster is nothing but a Trump support TD troll. He is a traitor to our nation and should be treated as such. Anyone with info regarding his real identity, please DM me. We are going to root out each other and every one of these guys. So this guy is literally asking for someone's real identity. And he's literally asking, like he's saying, I'll pay you. If you give me this person's identity who I don't like on the internet, I will pay you money. What is he planning to do exactly? I really have to wonder, because it seems like these leftists, killing people aside, not that killing people isn't a big deal, it is. The allegations of killing people aside, this I'm pretty sure is illegal. But I'm pretty sure that you're not supposed to threaten to dox someone, to try to dox someone, to request personal information about someone, and to offer a bounty for someone. And it's a real post. It's in the archive, as far as I can tell. Again, I don't know how Reddit works, but it is in the archive, unlike the original post. But at this point, I don't know. I don't think it surprises me. And again, this is in the archive as well. Anonymous says, we honestly don't need to do any investigating. FBI will contact Reddit. Reddit will give them their IP. He's effed already. It's definitely suspect. This person is saying a lot of pretty malicious things. So it's pretty interesting the kind of detective work that hacker 4chan is able to do. They were able to dig up a post, and it says, and this is Love This Life, says, I'm 1807 on ranked. I play player match every day. Before going on ranked to warm up, if I play like shit in player matches, I avoid ranked a bit. And this was 1 year ago. And Annan looked up the date of this post. Well, it's obviously from a year ago. He has a more exact date using inspect element, which I had no idea that was even possible. To find the exact date that this was posted, Hacker 4chan never ceases to amaze me. It's like watching autism at work. These people are actually getting a little bit closer to tracking down who this person might be, so that they can report them for potentially being a serial killer. So here's another one. No, I am on PS4. I have fought pre-United about 60 times, and I am nowhere near the top 20. I have a ton of people that I've fought 20 to 40 times. Confirmed he plays on PS4, not Xbox, so if we can get an access to an archived leaderboard from 1 year ago, we can find him. You know, Lord help anyone who crosses Hacker 4chan. Okay, so here we have original Annan. Here's what he says. Note, I'm OP. From the last thread in my Reddit account is u/mybordersmychoice. I received the message from another Reddit account called u/lovethislife0101 in retaliation to me getting a post about it's okay to be white posters stickied by the mods on r/thedonald. I received the threatening message on or very close to 3:07 p.m. EST Tuesday, the 31st of December 2019. You know, I thought 2020 was over, but if you told me that Hacker 4chan would be tracking down a serial killer at the turn of the decade, I wouldn't have believed you, but here we are. Pic related is a full screenshot. I can't use archive.is to save a private message on Reddit. But if authorities do investigate this guy, they would be able to get his message history directly from his Reddit and his IP. I'm also more than happy to send the message to any journalist, police officer / fed who needs it. Just message u/mybordersmychoice on Reddit. So this is a full screenshot apparently. Again, I would like to see an archive. I would like to see direct proof. I don't know how Reddit works, so I cannot verify if this is legitimate. This is what OP is claiming. If this is illegitimate, it would be on My Borders, My Choice, but I think this person is someone who's posted content to Reddit for a long time. I don't see why they would lie about this. But again, I'm just trying to cover my bases here, because that's like standard procedure, that's proper journalism. It is very interesting, and honestly, I think there's a 60% chance that OP is telling the truth. Oh boy, here we go. Here, Anonymous says, and this is from OP as well, this is from My Borders, My Choice. He's scared. He messaged me again. I've never messaged him or replied to him, pic related. I can't tell if the story is fake or not, but either way, he's scared and knows he's getting reported. Keep up the pressure and keep reporting him to the feds. We're getting to him, and I'm starting to doubt that he's ever hit his IP, so they should be able to find him IRL. You know, that's a classic mistake on the internet. You gotta hide yourself behind 1,000 hackers. You gotta hide behind 11 proxies. You gotta have those proxies, you gotta have a VPN. The internet is a dangerous place, and there's a lot of crazy people out there. Really crazy. Again, I would like to see an archive to prove that it's real, but let's see what this cap says. Love This Life 0101 says. I mean, this is like a movie, folks. This is like a freaking thriller. LOL. Oh my god, to see the number of neckbeards you got riled up with my troll message. LOL. I thought trolling your ass. Okay, so it's trolling when you threaten to be a serial killer and that you've killed 11 people. I've said a lot of stupid shit on the internet. I'm like a veteran shit poster. But I never claimed to have murdered my political opponents because I didn't like them. And because I got triggered by a post that I didn't like. Oh, he posted something I didn't like on the internet, so I'm gonna say I killed a bunch of people. Yeah, that's not what a normal person does. Not 4chan. My god. I love how stupid you people are. Stupidity makes you people dangerous. Believe anything Trump tells you, and fun at the same time. It is so much fun knowing how you will react, getting you to do just that. Understand that this game playing and the like is what is being done to your great leader on the national political stage. I really do, however, hate your guts. Okay. So this person is pretending to be a troll. It's entirely possible that they weren't merely pretending, but it's still very serious. Okay, it's one thing to say, I killed a bunch of people with no evidence. It's another thing to say, I committed medical malpractice, and I plan to do so in the future. That's intent. And, part of the legal system is proving intent. You have to prove intent. There is intent in those messages. There is intent in what we've seen. And even if there's not, this person is still violating the law because they were intending to dox someone, to get their personal information, to pay for that personal information. There you go. Now I'm going to cover this story in full, folks. This might be a long video, and I do apologize if you're unable to sit through long videos. But when you're dealing with something this serious, it's really, really important you do your research. You look at the full story, and I'm doing all the digging, all the work right now. As I make this video, I'm looking into things I'm trying to verify. You have to do your homework, and by me. Let's just see. So here one Annan says, I doubt it's fake. Even if it is, FBI will still kick his door in, and we're all gonna see his effing face in the news. So you better effing report him, Burger. Anonymous replies, that is the left in a nutshell. They're completely insane. You can't negotiate with them. You can't live with them. And agree to disagree. They want us all dead. And that's what I've noticed the most about the left. They're so malicious, and they're willing to do anything, literally anything, to destroy you. Even murder you, apparently. Killing people is wrong. Yeah, it's also illegal, man. I know. Wait, it is? I need to call my lawyer. This isn't the time for jokes. So the Annans are arguing, how can I report this without any proof? Some Annans think that even if it's not true, they might look into it, and they could, I don't know how Reddit works. I don't know if they can dig up history, but maybe they could look into this guy and see what he's been posting. Maybe Reddit itself has a record, and if the OP is lying, well, I'm pretty sure that would cause him trouble. So, we'll see. So the message will be on the Donald. This is just a screen cap. It's not the original, obviously, but that will be there, and I'm going to include it in my links in the description when I finish this video. Here, Annan brings up a good point. I'm sure this is 100% real and impossible to fake. Now, that's entirely possible. But even if it's okay, let's say that's fake. The person, like I said, was still threatening to blackmail people, and that was in the archive. He was trying to dox people online. So apparently this person has other social media accounts. Sensei-Clark, Mr.-Positive-, King-Clark1, at King Clark 1. Other accounts tied to him, using accounts to hype up his PS4 UFC skills. So that seems to be his alias. Who is King-Clark 1? I run into this guy all the time, and his style frustrates me. He throws punches like it's a real fight. His timing always gets me. And I feel like he runs in circles too much, but I give him props. Does anybody know who he is? So apparently this person, these might be other aliases by this person. Hacker 4chan is doing digging. So here we go. More threats. Oh my god. Where does this rabbit hole end? This is one heck of a roller coaster. I hope I don't lose my voice. Mr.-Positive- says, Hey JD, I met you today. I have not forgot, and I will not forget. JD Comics replies, The admins know about you threatening me, by the way. If you keep threatening me, they could ban you from Reddit. Sensei-Clark replies, I'm not threatening you at all, friend. Just letting you know that we met, that's all. So, apparently these are alternate accounts of Love This Life 0101. I think that's his name. And isn't it funny how he switches accounts? Like, he's Mr. Positive, and then he's Sensei Clark. This guy may be insane. Like, he may literally just be a schizophrenic. And you do have those on the internet. I've had to deal with some schizos myself. If you've ever dealt with a schizo on the internet, trust me, it's not fun. They're absolutely insane. And they just say the craziest things. And I think they think it's real sometimes, but really they're crazy. That being said, who knows, maybe this person really is just a serial killer. So here we see a screenshot of Love This Life, and this is a message here. This game is so unbalanced, and the head movement mechanics are the worst. I saw your fight against King Clark 1 yesterday. He was streaming to like 12 people low. This is the second time I have seen you guys beefing. What's up with that? Yada yada. Do you guys know each other beyond the game? I do not know why I care, but I think that's kind of funny. So, apparently, according to Annans here, Love This Life and King Clark are the same person, which would mean that he's kind of playing himself up, kind of trying to make himself look cool on multiple platforms over the internet on multiple accounts. So here Annan says he claims to be an LE person, whatever that means. Actual LE here who works with the FBI. Doing the general report is great, but now that we have a suspicion that he's in New York, it would be much faster to contact the FBI field office. As long as you're not a spurg on the phone, they will actually take your information and do something. They can get administrative subpoenas for the person's IP address and their Reddit account info and have a good chance of finding them. If it was my state, I'd do the subpoenas myself, sorry. So that's very interesting. Hacker 4chan is, well, he's a frightening foe. Remember, he was able to triangulate the stars and frog croaking patterns to capture the flag of Shia LaBeouf. It really wouldn't surprise me if Hacker 4chan is able to track down this guy. Anonymous asks, what's an LE? And I don't know either. Apparently it means law enforcement. Well, I don't know what I expected. The Annans also have a theory that this man is African American because of the way he talks. Now, profiling is a risky business because, one, it's easy to emulate a profile online and pretend to change how you talk. That's not really impossible, but he points out that this person doesn't use contractions, that he plays fighting games, and that fighting games are somewhat popular in the African American community. And he doesn't use apostrophes. It could be. That would narrow down a list of possible suspects. 6 degrees of separation. This is an idea that all people are 6 or fewer social connections away from each other, often called as 6 handshakes rule. As a result of a friend, statements can be made to connect to any 2 people in a maximum of 6 steps. So here you can see in this image, the idea of 6 steps of separation is that if you have any group of people, it only takes 6 steps to reach any persons within the group. So even if you're in the middle, it'll only take up to 6 steps to reach any of these people. It's a pretty interesting concept, and it's one of the tools that you use in deductive reasoning as well as detective work. The reason that 4chan is able to find people so well is because they deduce. It's kind of like Sherlock Holmes. First, we knew nothing but his name. Then we knew about his posts. Then he knew he liked fighting games. Then we knew about some of his alternative accounts. Then we knew about the way he talks. Then we knew that he might live in New York. You're reducing the separation, and the closer you get, the closer you are to an answer. And I think this may be the perfect spot to stop this video. Hacker 4chan is on the case. They're tracking down an alleged serial killer, and a blackmailer, and a doxer, and someone who seems mentally unstable. Who knows what will come of this? But I think one thing is for sure. Hacker 4chan might just have stopped a real-life serial killer. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? This is probably one of my biggest stories that I've done, and I can think of no better way to end the year. Hacker 4chan versus serial killers. Now, even if this person was trolling, and maybe they aren't actually a serial killer, and even if the post was faked, because it could have been, regardless of whether the post was real or not, I think it's clear that this person was, and has been, trying to dox people, and that alone is enough for me to warrant an investigation. But be sure to let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this rather long expose and investigation into this person and into this story? Be sure to let me know. Now, as always, if you want to support the content that I make, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. You can also donate via Bitcoin, and sharing the video is a great way to help let everybody know that Hacker 4chan is on the case. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.